Hi there, welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Teresa LaBarbera. Thanks so much for joining us today. Coming up, we've rounded up our style squad of experts. Today, Diane Grizel, T.C. Brantley, and Dr. Beth Collins go toe-to-toe on some hot-button topics. Plus, when it comes to preventing underage drinking, parents are key. Set the Rules CT.org is here to talk about the facts, the laws, and what you need to know to keep your teenager safe. And I'm over here in the kitchen with Keisha Kay from My City Kitchen. Welcome back, you jet setter, you. You're back from Italy.
Yes, I had such an awesome time. I really love Italy. It was amazing.
Did you learn some new recipes while you were over there?
Yes, I did, and this is what I'm cooking today. Actually, I had a meeting at My City Kitchen, and I served this, and everyone was ranting and raving, so I thought I'll share it with you guys.
Great, we'll
really
enjoy it. Now, I see a lot of different types of mushrooms here.
Yes, we have portobello mushrooms, we have chanterelle mushrooms, and we have oyster mushrooms. Actually, really cute.
It looks like an oyster.
It does, and it's really cute. I'll throw that one in there.
Great.
So this is a really simple dish that you can make, and I thought about this dish because, you know, Thanksgiving, you have the traditional stuffing and the turkey and different things. So I thought maybe if you can add a little pizzazz for Thanksgiving.
Nothing's wrong with a little macaroni, right?
Nothing wrong with it. It's a really great comfort food.
All right, Keisha, we're going to hear about My City Kitchen. I'll help you start cooking in just a minute. But
Sure.
first, look right into camera, too, and tell everyone what they need to do.
Sit back and relax. You're having lunch with style.
We finally got the bundle from Cox. And now that our TV, phone, and internet are working together, my dad has gone a little bundle crazy.
Ah, see that? Phone and TV working together. It's Aunt Shirley calling right there on the television.
Shouldn't we answer it?
You want to talk to Shirley? Tyler, look at this. I'm watching 3 different shows at the same time.
Why?
Bundle.
With the Cox bundle, your internet, TV, and phone are all seamlessly connected for just $25 each a month, with internet speeds 2 times faster than basic DSL. Switch to Cox today.
When your Medicare Advantage plan is there for you, you can keep doing the things you love, which is why WellCare Medicare Advantage plans give you extra Medicare benefits at no extra cost.
I play because WellCare is in tune with me.
In fact, call now to learn how you can get a free $10 Walgreens Wellness Card. Our plans have great things like no monthly premium, no or low copays to see your doctor, many generic drugs at no cost, and even brand name coverage. Plus, you'll enjoy extra dental, vision, and hearing benefits. And even free gym memberships, rides to your doctor, and over-the-counter medicines every month. That's a lot more benefits with no monthly premium.
I sing because WellCare listens to me.
Call the number on your screen right now to learn how you can get a free $10 Walgreens Wellness Card. Get more from your Medicare Advantage plan. WellCare is here. Let's talk.
Okay, it's time for our Style Squad to weigh in on topics that are creating quite a buzz. Joining me now is business and marketing expert Diane Grizel, relationship expert T.C. Brantley, and board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Beth Collins. Thank you all so much for being here. We have some great topics today.
Thanks for
you
having
excited
us.
for this?
Thank you.
All right, each day more and more details are emerging from the scandal involving General Petraeus. Here we have one of the most respected generals in our country, and every day we get more and more information about what's going on here. People are shocked because they held him in such high regard. Should your personal life matter if it ends up not being judged criminal? TC, you want to start us off with this one?
Yes, your personal life does matter, but I want to go deeper. Is that Petraeus had prostate cancer in 2009. He fainted in 2010, so I think there was something going on physical, no justification for affair. What happens with prostate cancer, men, things don't work as easily, so now he has this young woman, vibrant, he forgets about Holly, his wife for 37 years, and he finds something that gives him...
You're giving him an excuse. You are giving
an
affair an excuse, and I am
Diane,
shocked.
I said a while ago.
No.
There's no excuse.
No.
I said there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Teresa.
But, hang on. But
Beth,
the point
see,
is...
And where are you going with this? Where are you going with it? Because that just made me mad.
Is that with every relation, with every affair, even though he is wrong, dead wrong, tell me all of his stars, you still have to say, okay, what was the element that got him to thinking that way? Because if she decides,
I don't care.
if Holly decides to stay with him, we have to find out to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Holly
That's
better
all.
run
Okay.
fast,
Yeah,
I
that's all.
think. Should the...
I told you to come after me. Go ahead.
Dan, you brought up a good point. In the military, this actually is a crime.
This is a high crime. You are going to bed with someone every night. This is your wife.
Right.
Why should we believe if you betray the person you go to bed with every night that we should trust you with our highest secrets? Not only this is the head of the CIA
Yes.
after this illustrious military career, and he couldn't even keep it under wraps. So I wouldn't trust him with
That's a
any
good one.
secrets.
That's a good
Let's
one.
also not forget that they found troves of classified documents in her computer. There's something enormous going on here, and I think it's going to unfold for us over the next few weeks. And I'm kind of intrigued by the story because you just have to wonder what's behind it all and why it was covered up for as long as it was, why it came out when it came out, and what's coming forward.
That's a big one I'd like to know. Was this known a while ago? Was it something that could have shaped the presidential election? I'm curious.
Well, because he had to know about it before the election had happened,
But here's
right?
the point, though. Here's the point,
And
though.
why didn't we?
Well,
This is national security
True
on
indeed,
some level.
But here's the point for every man who was thinking about stepping on his wife. It's not worth it at all. Here's a man that even though he
you're
stopped there
redeeming yourself.
Thank you very much. Here's a man that even though he stopped the affair 4 months ago, it still came out. And even though I think he dropped her, the woman was so infatuated with him, she called another woman, which started the whole process going. So men, hear me loud and clear. It is not worth it. I understand it's greener, but like I said before, it's not worth it.
Greener.
You know, just get a divorce from this.
It looks greener, all right? My Lord.
All right, we have to move on to
Let's
the next
move on.
topic here. We are talking about the breastfeeding mobile. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. Take a look at some video here. It's a topic we talked about on the morning show the other day. Jill Miller is trying to get support for her latest idea, a milk truck, which is actually a safe haven for women to breastfeed their child. The milk truck can come to any location. You just contact them through an app, and it comes with a giant breast on the top of the truck, so everybody knows what's going
That's a
on.
man's fantasy right there,
But it's for breastfeeding.
I understand, but again, you know, breastfeeding is a very private thing, and I like to go with Diane a couple of episodes ago. We talked about how states have to decide what they want to do. A husband and wife have to decide what to do with this manner. But as I tell people, people in counseling, just make sure if the baby is breastfed, the husband's breastfed too as well. That's go both ways.
All right,
Wait a
moving
second.
along here.
Wait a second.
Yes.
I have 2 children. I breastfed them both. And this is an intimate moment
It
between
is.
the mother and the child. And
It
yes,
is.
it's a nurturing moment in every sense of the
connection.
word. And
But
you
Diane,
can
I
do
wish
it in
that-
public and be completely covered up with a nice shawl, and not a single person in the world would know about it.
But sometimes it creates an awkward situation, I feel
absolutely
like.
But
Yes,
even though,
I-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I specialize a lot in breast surgery, so I see them in my office all the time. I've seen them inside and out.
God bless you.
Yeah, and, but when I'm sitting in a restaurant with my friend or an acquaintance, I don't want them to be taking their shirt off and showing me their
Yes,
stuff. So I
it's
agree
unnecessary. It's not.
if you're private. But as far as the truck goes, if this gives them an option so that they don't take it out in front of
I'll
me,
take
then
it.
Maybe
God
that's good.
bless them. I mean, I
And
think
the
that
thing
there
of-
should be a haven for them to go to.
Sure, I think
so
the
that-
motive of the truck was to almost embarrass the company for not having a resource
Exactly.
like
But people
And
that.
don't
I don't
understand,
like
though, but people
negative
don't
motives
understand,
like
though,
that.
breastfeeding also releases oxytocin, which is that powerful hormone that brings mother with child together. So it's very powerful. And also the Bible talks about breasts over 62 times. And so it's in the Bible,
Sure.
so it's fine. But
right.
do it in a nice way. That's all we say.
Let's take breastfeeding to another level now.
Let's go.
Last year, ABC first did a story about a doll that lets little girls pretend
My
they're
Lord.
breastfeeding. Take a look at this video. Now with the holidays approaching, the doll is once again making a comeback. Some parents think it's cute. Others think it's giving the wrong idea here. It might be a little over the top. What do you think?
I think it's beyond over the top. I think it is a publicity ploy, and I really believe we need imagination in kids. We don't need to give them the tools for everything that is totally illusory anyway.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
That just makes me just say one thing. Come
Speak.
on.
I mean, really, are we saying that this is what you have to do when you have children? Are we setting a bad example here?
Again, this is where I think parents are abdicating the throne and saying, you know what, let's let other people train our kids. The best example, the best role model that a child can see is in their parents, mom and dad working together. But when you have a young girl, especially dealing with the breast, you know, she's going to have issues already with her body when she reaches puberty. So let's not add to it at all. So
Sure.
you know what?
All right.
Because we're not careful, they'll be having sex dolls as well.
I just don't understand the purpose for it.
behave.
Yeah, maybe they
Is
see their
this
mom
right?
do it, they want the toy, I don't know, but I think we're in consensus
Yeah,
here.
we're
Probably not a
weird.
good
We
idea.
all agree. It's a miracle.
All right, take a look at this. Dr. Beth, you are a plastic surgeon here, and we want to show some video here. This is a model who made headlines back in April when she morphed herself into a real-life Barbie, but since then, so many people questioned whether this is a result of plastic surgery or photoshopping. So the model here that you're looking at posed in a magazine. It was called V Magazine, the Power Girl issue, where she denies having any extensive cosmetic surgery. What do you think, Dr.
Well,
Beth?
it looks like she's at very least got breast implants. I would be very surprised if with a waist that size she were that large, but there are people who actually do have that type of body. I mean, it would be a rare instance that happens, but to me it looks like she's at least had breast implants. I mean, she's a young girl. I think that I've seen other women putting on makeup that way. There are women who are very talented with a makeup brush, and I've seen that. There's somebody who paints herself to look like one of those Japanese cartoons.
I've seen that as well.
And so she actually looks like that to me. So I think she's doing a lot of that with makeup. I don't see a lot of surgical interventions. She looks fake for other reasons.
It's true.
but-
I also look at her and think, you know what? First, she does look great. You know, and
Give her
you know what?
credit.
I'm a little jealous.
That
I
doesn't
think she's
bother me
come
all
up with
that
something
much.
that really looks cool, and she looks great. And also, I think she's in search of her 15 minutes of fame, and she's
could be
getting it on something kind of positive. You know, we all like Barbie. She's fun.
Yeah, but here's the problem, though. Again, we having people becoming so superficial that now she's making a Barbie, a plastic doll, her goal. And what's going to happen when she reaches her 30s, her 40s, her 50s?
I don't know.
She
Go visit
can't
Beth.
stay
What do you
there.
mean? It's gonna be fine.
I'll make her look like a Barbie again.
But again, it goes to the point of is that when people have these goals, let's make sure, yes, the outside looks good, but it's not the outside, it's the inside. Because you can dress it, you can go
Absolutely.
I'm not
anywhere,
even so
it's the
sure if
inside.
it's that.
But
She
you know
may
what,
be
that's-
just having fun, saying, you know
She
what?
may
I'm
be
trying
having
to.
fun, but again,
hang on,
she-
I have
We
a
got to
problem
wrap
with
this
that.
up. I'm so sorry. We're out of time. We
man.
got to go. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. We'll do it again real soon. Up next, we're heading into the kitchen with Keisha Cave. We'll be right back.
Thank you,
We
too.
ran out.
Call us if you've been injured. If we're unsuccessful, you don't owe us anything. No fees, no costs. Jonathan Perkins Injury Lawyers. Get the power of Perkins.
Expect the unexpected. Dancing with the Stars All-Stars 5, ABC tonight.
It's the untold story of music's legendary album. Michael Jackson's Bad 25, Thanksgiving night on ABC.
Make tomorrow awesome and get the best in entertainment with Xfinity from Comcast. Call 1-877-563-1049 and get Xfinity TV, internet, and voice for $29.99 each a month for 12 months when you bundle all three. With Xfinity On Demand, you get thousands of TV shows, movies, and more. 90% are free. And with Xfinity Internet, you can stream them anytime and anywhere. Plus, Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and now the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. So you'll have the speed to get everyone online at the same time. Satellite and slow DSL have nothing like this. So switch to Xfinity TV, internet, and voice for $29.99 each a month for 12 months and get Stream Picks included. Or ask how you can lock in your rate for 2 years and get up to $250 back. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call today. So call 1-877-563-1049. That's 1-877-563-1049. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Connecticut's most detailed forecast is only on WXEdge.com.
My City Kitchen is a place where children roll up their sleeves and learn how to cook delicious meals, and they are healthy too. Joining me now is Keisha Cave from My City Kitchen. She's the founder and she runs the show over there. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me again.
So you had a fabulous trip to Italy
Yes,
with
it
some
was
of your
amazing.
girlfriends.
Yes, my friend Natalie and I went over there and we had a wonderful time. My chef did a great job taking care of me. Thank you, Danilo and Barbara. Jacopo, hi.
Now, what part were you? Where were you?
Lake Como. So we were there for 6 days and it was
Did
amazing.
you eat your way through the place? There's such good
I plead
food,
the
right?
fifth. I'm not saying a word.
Maybe a little wine, Keisha?
Yes.
All right. Tell us what My City Kitchen is all about for anyone who might not know.
Sure, My City Kitchen, we are a nonprofit organization and we teach kids hands-on cooking. It's all healthy cooking and we want them to be independent in the kitchen. You know, hopefully they'll grow up and be able to cook for the mom and dad.
Very Very good.
So that's really good.
All right, what are we making here today?
So we are making a simple pasta dish. Now it sounds exciting and it has a lot of stuff going on in there, but it's really simple. We're making it with flat fettuccine pasta. You can use spinach pasta if you want to. And they have these really nice exotic ones where you have it mixed with tomatoes and basils and different things. So choose the one that you like and want to work with. 3 different types of mushroom that we had going.
Actually, I've never seen an oyster mushroom before.
Yeah, I mean, it's
How
really
interesting this is,
it's
right?
really exotic and great flavor, and you can get it at your local grocery store,
And they
even
all
at the
taste a little
farmers
different,
market.
right?
Exactly, and you'll get a taste of it at the end. So we have the mushroom going, portobello mushrooms, oyster mushroom, and chanterelle mushrooms. And what we're going to do is add prosciutto ham in there.
That's a great idea. That sounds
I know all the
fantastic.
time I come here and you said, oh, another healthy day. So it's Thanksgiving, we're going to relax.
We're gonna eat a little bit,
We're going
good.
to eat a little bit. So we're going to add the ham in here and we're going to cook that just for a few minutes. Now, you don't want to overcook it, and I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because sometimes if you cook it too much, it gets really hard.
Okay.
So you just want to
Put a little oil in the pan or butter?
we have
What do
a
you-
little butter in the pan and just a bit of sliced garlic in here, and we throw in the mushrooms and we cook it for about 5 minutes or so. While I'm cooking that, I have the cream cooking on the side, so it's heavy cream.
All right.
Okay, butter, garlic, you put it in the pan, cook it down, you add some heavy cream and some stock, and you just let it simmer. So you want about 10 minutes or so, and you have this
Do you
simmering.
wait till it boils, or you don't necessarily need to?
You wait till it boils and then you just turn it down
Okay,
low.
okay.
Exactly. So we're going to do that and cook this down.
It's starting to smell great.
It is wonderful. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt, but not too much because the prosciutto ham is a little bit salty. Pepper.
Keisha, I have to ask you, recently you
Yes.
were in New York City, you rang the NASDAQ closing bell. How cool was that? Who
It
gets to do that? Seriously.
You know what?
Look at you.
Yeah, it's me and my 2 students, Alex and Brandon, my son. And, you know, it's a wonderful organization we partner with. It's called Cooking with the Troops. And this organization supports veterans, whether they're injured or coming back from war, and help them, you know, with different careers, teach them how to cook healthy. And my friend Ellen Adams, who participated in this event, invited me to join her with some of my students, and it was an amazing experience.
cook
So
for
thank
some
you,
of the
Cooking with
the troops?
We assisted Ellen, and we also worked, the students worked with Chef Carrie Heffernan, who is a judge on Top Chef.
Oh, cool.
So they worked
That's a fun
alongside some
experience.
wonderful
Wow.
chefs, and this is really amazing for them. So we're going to have that cooking going there. We're going to add the pasta. I also want to take the time to say that coming up in January, we're going to be hosting a business seminar with the Meriden Chamber of Commerce and SCORE. And basically what it is teaching people how to start a business, how to do their marketing, how to do business plans. And really, if anyone wants to learn how to start a business and really market it and get the financing, these classes
How
would be
helpful.
great.
What a great thing to do, Keisha.
Oh, thank you. So they can get that information on our website. And classes are going to be filling up fast. It's limited. We only have 30 spots.
So why don't you give us that website?
It's mycitykitchen.org, and you can go online and log on here. So, you know, we're cooking this up a little bit, and we're going to add a little bit of cream to it.
I like that idea too.
Okay.
While you do that, tell me what's going on November 28th.
November 28th, My City Kitchen will be having an information booth at a wonderful concert. Anthony Evans, he was on The Voice, and he's having a concert at Calvary Life Church, and we're going to have an information booth there. So if anyone wants to come out to learn more about our program, to meet us, and to get information about My City Kitchen, or just meet and greet, come on down, and that information is also on our website, and they can go to calvarylife.us to purchase tickets if they
Very
want
good.
to as well.
All right. Keisha, we're just about out of time, so you
Sure.
finish cooking that, because I know we're going to all want to taste this at the end of the
Yes.
show. Of course, we'll have the recipe over at WTNH.com. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
and
you're
welcome
welcome.
back.
Thank you.
All right, up next, how you can help prevent underage drinking. We'll tell you about Set the Rules, CT.org, when Connecticut Style returns. Don't go anywhere.
Be a part of News 8's Pink Power. Take a stand in Connecticut.
All the way over I'm the rush of adrenaline right before impact. I'm the pain that lingers for months to come. I'm the insurance company that shortchanges you when you need it most. Forget mayhem. I'm reality, and I will wreck your life after an accident. That's why you should get Carter.
Carter Mario Injury Lawyers. 1-800-900-6700.
Perhaps the greatest musical ever written returns to the stage. West Side Story.
Coming to the Waterbury Palace Theater November 24th and 25th. For tickets, go to palacetheaterct.org.
When it comes to underage drinking, kids who drink before the age of 15 are 4 times more likely to have drinking problems as adults. That's just one of the reasons why SetTheRulesCT.org is on a mission to help parents understand the dangers of underage drinking and provide resources to keep their kids safe. Joining me now is Mary Kate Mason, the project manager at the Connecticut Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. Mary Kate, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, let's talk about how big of a problem underage drinking is in Connecticut.
First, I want to say that a lot of kids don't drink. I want to make sure I stress the positive first. But we know from student surveys that are administered in schools that up to 45% of 12 to 17-year-olds have had alcohol in the past 30 days.
Wow, that's shocking. 12? When does this start typically?
In Connecticut, the average age of first use is 13. That doesn't mean everyone's drinking at 13. That's the average. So sometimes they're drinking younger and sometimes they start drinking older.
Oh,
but that's really
schoolers.
young, 8th graders, right? Really little kids.
Now, does this vary from town to town? Is it one specific area?
You know, across Connecticut, it looks like the data is pretty even. Kids across Connecticut drink.
Why is this happening at such a young age?
I think New England states in particular, alcohol is part of our culture. It's very common to see alcohol advertising, adults drinking. There's a lot of access, so kids are doing what adults are doing.
Sure. Some of the other reasons you mentioned, they can get alcohol easily from friends or family.
We know the number one way kids get alcohol is from friends or family.
And liquor laws are not regularly enforced. People can go in there underage.
Yes, we do work on enforcement liquor laws, but there's a lot of ways kids can buy alcohol.
And I think sometimes teenagers might not realize there are risks associated with drinking.
Absolutely.
Health risks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's see, we see it in TV, we see it on commercials. Let's just talk about the social host law. I know that's something that can keep the parents responsible.
Exactly. A lot of times parents think that they're the cool parent if they have a party at their house. They take the keys so they feel like the kids are safe and there's no problems with allowing drinking. But in fact, now Connecticut has a social host law, which means anyone providing alcohol to underage persons can be held liable. They can be fined and even imprisoned.
Okay, and statewide, in addition to that, what else is being done?
Actually, we're doing a lot of efforts to make sure when we're talking about social hosting, we're not just talking about in your house. We're talking about on your property. So we're working with police departments across the state to make sure that they're looking for kids partying and enforcing. And we also work on funding liquor control to go out and check package stores and convenience stores, make sure they're not selling. I'm sorry. Grocery stores, make sure they're not selling.
What would you say to parents, maybe some advice if they think their teenager is starting to drink, go to parties, that type of thing?
Well, we know the number one reason, and kids have told us this, is that they don't drink because their parents have told them it's not allowed. So the best thing you can do, they do. You know, I know teenagers look like adults, but they're not adults. They still need limits and they still need rules, and when their parents are very clear with them, they listen. So that's the first thing you can do is say no early on, let them know alcohol is not safe for them, and make sure you know where they are and if alcohol is being served, where they are.
Set the rules right from the start.
That's right.
All right, Mary Kate, we're out of time. Thank you so much for being here, but let's put some information up on the screen. You could see SetTheRulesCT.org, and of course, we'll have more information over on WTNH.com. All right, stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.
Injuries from a car crash can last a lifetime. Don't get hurt twice. Put the winning tradition of Trantolo and Trantolo on your side and get the settlement you deserve.
Families have loved sharing delicious meals made with Hood sour cream for more than 160 years. They know they're sharing the best because they love Hood's rich, creamy taste. And love that it's all natural, with no artificial ingredients or preservatives. So share some smiles with all-natural Hood sour cream. Always good. Always Hood.
We finally got the bundle from Cox. And now that our TV, phone, and internet are working together, my dad has gone a little bundle crazy.
Ah, see that? Phone and TV working together. It's Aunt Shirley calling right there on the television.
Shouldn't we answer it?
You want to talk to Shirley? Tyler, look at this. I'm watching 3 different shows at the same time.
Why?
With the Cox Bundle, your internet, TV, and phone are all seamlessly connected for just $25 each a month, with internet speeds 2 times faster than basic DSL. Switch to Cox today.
Connecticut Home Interiors Wait If You Dare sale. This Friday, everything is 50% off. But wait if you dare until Saturday. Everything is 55% off. But wait if you really dare until Sunday. What's left is 60% off. Connecticut Home Interiors, Avon, and West Hartford.
Connecticut's most detailed forecast is only on WXEdge.com.
Here's a reminder for you, Menopause the Musical is playing November 30th and December 1st at the Gard Arts Theater. Go to ConnecticutStyle.tv for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. And we are back here in the kitchen with our Style Squad. We have Mary Kate with us. And Keisha, how did you finish off the mushroom pasta here?
What we did, we just chiffonade some basil and top it off with some fresh Parmesan cheese. It's
fabulous.
It's going to be awesome.
More information over at mycitykitchen.org?
Yes, mycitykitchen.org for more information.
All right, TC Brantley, where can people find some info about you?
www.rest.org and 1575 Thompson Avenue, and I'm also a senior pastor as well.
All right, and we find you on Hot 93.7 too
Hot
sometimes,
93.7
right?
every 2 weeks, and keeping it real.
Dr. Beth, we want to see some before and after pictures. Where do we go?
BethCollinsMD.com.
Very good. And Diane, tell us more information about you too.
Diane Grissel, Inc.
Very good. And you have some good healthy diet tips on the website?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Very good. Mary Kate?
SetTheRollCT.org.
Oh, good. Now, this is a turbocharged meal, right? We're going to dig in.
Go for it. It looks delicious.
You guys going to sample? You have some? Okay. Everybody wave bye. Thanks for watching.